My name is Bastiaan otf Baaij, and I'm looking forward to share with you a journey that is not about me. It's about the message that I want to share with you, and also asks a bit of the choice of you to participate, because it's a message that goes for you. AI accelerates, the human body does not. As we run on a software program in 2026, which is already 200,000 years old. Um, I have some slides here that I'm going to share with you, but they're going to be very simple because I want to make the biggest practice for us to be participating. So AI accelerates everything. Everything you put in, and to push button mentality, it's something that we have become accustomed to, that we can get information, that we can process information in a very quick way, yet we as human beings, we can still process not as much as AI can. So we are facing a thing which I can call biological time versus technology time. So let's let that gap sit for a beat for a minute, because we are very used to it, but it's not very common. Because stress becomes a mismatch if one part goes quicker to accelerate and you are not as quick to consume, absorb, or whatever, or to deal with it. Then sooner or later it will start to become stressful. So when the world speeds up beyond our physiology, stress accumulates. So before we continue, I would like to ask you to get a pen and paper, because that's the way how we can anticipate in practice. So get yourself a pen and paper quickly. No stress, but get it quickly so that I can continue. Here above, or here on screen, you see a stress assignment that I've been using for my offline, like my daily speeches and workshops and seminars. And check, just put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just make it numbers. Normally I hand out these papers to people, but just put out 1, 2, just put numbers onto it, and write honestly for yourself which key points you actually resonate with, which you can see what happened this morning. So it's about what happened this morning in that sense. So do you have difficulty sleeping, easily angered? You can follow them in that sense. So I'm just going to give them like a minute. Also, during the presentation, I would love to let you become able to observe the way how I use my voice and my speaking, because that eventually becomes the engaging factor of why I share this message. It's not about me, I'm the messenger, but it's a very important message that can help you all improve your well-being, work well-being, and your entire life. So just 10 seconds. Okay, and here we go. The nervous system reacts faster than our cognition, meaning that our reflexes in our breathing changes constantly without us actually knowing. And with that, micro stress builds up. It's not something that is, in my 30 years of working with people in breathing, vocal coaching, and stress management. It's not something that comes up right away. It gently flows in. Yet hundreds of tiny moments across a month, a year, a day, they do build up. So unconscious breathing eventually becomes, yeah, even a silent warrior within ourselves. So I know that you cannot respond towards me. Normally, I have an engagement group in front of me where I can interact with. So I just want you to be honest for yourself. Do you ever notice that you hold your breath when you are in the middle of a task, when you are trying to figure something out, or even when you're listening to a person? Breath holding eventually slips up into shallow breathing. And shallow breathing slips up into using your voice and your vocal cords in a very stressful way. It works on how you use your chest and the way that your oxygen that you're at that time are using is actually depriving yourself from reaching out to use more. So most people hold their breath between tasks repeatedly, and that reduces clarity. I'm not going to dive fully into the whole topic medically and technically because we just have 30 minutes, and normally my speeches and webinars they can take up to 2 hours because they're interactive. But the mechanical part is not just physical; it's a disconnection that we have created through our daily life adapting, that we've got disconnected from the way how we used to breathe. Remember when you were a child or a baby, and don't say you've not been in that position. We've all been 9 months in the womb of our mom, maybe a little bit longer or shorter, but we've all been there. And there we were connected with the umbilical cord, the most advanced high speed, maybe 10G internet data cable we've ever been across to. So when we were there, we were connected with our food, with our thoughts, with our breathing, everything. And that thing was connected to our belly button. Remember? We could not use our nose at that moment. We were connected with our belly button at that moment. The moment we were pushed out, that thing was cut. Stress occurred. And eventually, yeah, you had to deal with it yourself, but your body did it consciously because you had no clue of how that would be happening. So you were pushed out, you started to breathe, and the thing that calmed you was the touch of your mom or your father or the person that was there. It was the smell, but it also was the way of the breathing. So if you've ever held a baby in your arm, and I got 3 kids, even if you're as stressed as possible, the moment when you hold your little one in your arm, you start to relax. How come? Well, in my research and development, I've been seeing that people adapt towards each other's breathing pattern. And the baby just does what it does. It reconnected with the nose and the belly button. So you eventually also start to reconnect. And reconnecting nose and belly button, that's going to be very essential for this presentation. That can help you to become stronger in using your breathing consciously. So, because AI can predict, it can automate, can accelerate, but it cannot do anything for you. It cannot regulate your system. It merely is there to help you and guide you. So, being a musician, a vocal coach, voice facilitator with over 30 years of experience in having my own practices and sharing my message, I've seen that people have lost the connection with muscle memory. And muscle memory, that's something we're going to tip into as well. Because we as humans, we have the power to train our breath in a way AI or no other medical device or technical device can do. So it's an advantage, but it's also an, a responsibility. Because why am I sharing this message on an IT conference? Like I could also talk about other stuff. Yet my message is, as I have been also a CEO of an IT company, an e-learning platform. And the thing what I notice is that a lot of people that are behind their desks, constantly doing the coding, focusing on the screen and being there, is that their presence, their way of breathing, the mental fogginess, the way how they became very disruptive with their voice, it all happened for them as if like, hey, what's happening now? I have no clue how this comes up. Well, observing my people, observing the people that I was working with, I said, well, these steps you can take to become conscious about it. So since 1994, I've been working on this, and eventually I developed a system which I call the APM system, air pressure movement. Air pressure movement came out of my joy journey of dealing with asthma and sleep apnea myself. And at that time, I can tell you, I was a long-haired rock and roll musician, drinking, smoking, not weed, drinking, smoking, and doing all kinds of things that music and rock should have been, label myself as being the musician. But it was a very unhealthy period at that time when I struck down with asthma and sleep apnea and burnout and so forth. A very interesting, a very valuable instrument came to my path, and it was the Australian wind instrument, the didgeridoo. And next to all the other instruments that I was educating with, the guitar, the saxophone, voice, you name it, I've been doing those for 7 instruments in total. This instrument struck me in my heart because it started to solve a problem. And even also in 2004, Dr. Milo Poonen put a research on that in the British Medical Journal in PubMed, showing that indeed the way of how to use the instrument was helping people with sleep apnea, with snoring problems, with asthma. There was only one big problem at that time. That research was only based on a very narrow particle. My APM system eventually moved forward on that equation, trying to find the true cause, how to help people to regain muscle memory and train new breathing patterns. So mechanical breathing influences the nervous system. And I do not want to say that mechanical breathing becomes something like, oh, now I have to think about my breathing. As I already said in 2010, when everybody was like having a watch or an app or whatever, I say, well, breathing is going to be very important in the near future. You're going to have devices that will going to guide you in becoming aware of breathing. And at that time, everybody was like laughing. But now it's there. So I'm just happy that it's there. Becoming able to change your airflow makes it that your internal muscles also help to change in tone and state. And bear in mind, there's good stress, but there's also bad stress. There is good relaxation and there's also bad relaxation. They are both interconnected with the way how you want to move forward. So here on the left, you see one of my sessions that I did at a business conference where I was helping people to become connected with their nose and belly again. And on the left, you see me with a group of people that I did on the University of Applied Science in UNSU. So the APM system in practice, it's about lip pursing, rhythmic air pushing, and nose and belly alignment. So now we've been here sitting, and I know that many of you have been watching a lot of presentations, sitting, observing, listening. Are you ready for an activation to do it yourself? And yeah, I cannot see any thumbs up or whatever, or say, yeah, but if you're there, then I would say we continue with a practice that needs you to be the key actor. So clinical evidence in respiratory training, an instrument-based respiratory training like the Didgeridoo has shown clinical benefits in randomized trials in the conditions like ASOA. And I've been there. If you want to know more about it, I will definitely love to share my thoughts, sessions, and information. But if you already see that on the left, like pursed lips, this is a document that's literally on the medical internet documentary. And see what the lady does, like this. I promised you in my introduction video that I was going to give you 3 key things to that you could take instantly with you as an exercise. So here he goes. The didgeridoo is an Australian instrument which I've met 30 plus years ago. It's made of a hollow tree. It's eaten out by termites and then cleaned up and played with. So actually it's just a hollow tube. I'll respectfully say it's a hollow log where by pushing air through, you get instant feedback on your diaphragm and your respiratory system. So as you see there, it's also been explained on the left side of the picture. The only thing is that when you would look to something like that, like how would you play didgeridoo or whatever, and I'm not going to put you anything into the situation that you all need to learn to play didgeridoo, not at all. The technique that they've been presenting it so far, it's called circular breathing. Well, I can tell you about that. Nobody can circulate this breathing, so it's either in or out. So you push the air out and you create time to inhale again. Again, I'm not gonna give you the exact format on how to learn to play didgeridoo, but we are gonna experience how the breathing techniques help you to instantly recognize your own breathing respiratory system and how it can engage you in feeling more clear, more activated, and get you out of that fogginess which could happen in meetings, in the moment when you're doing deep coding, and the moment when you are having a speech presenting, and all of a sudden your voice starts to crack, or you're going to get the coughs. Those coughs and those, they are not because some bug came in. It's because the way how you've been using your breathing and your whole anatomy that has made you create an end to use it properly. So you're ready for a change? Now it's up to you to choose your experience, and you owe it to yourself because you've already taken the time to be here for this long time. So might as well jump in. Okay, first, I would like you all, and again, it's virtually. I cannot do it visually, but if I would stand up, would that work? Yeah, a bit. Okay. I would like you to stand up, everyone. Just get out of your chair, or if you're riding a car, please stay, but stand up. And even if you're in the car, you can do this. Hold your hand on your belly button, and you can follow it also on the screen. These are three. You're gonna show these cards. They are also on my 3-minute reset program, but now I show them in my as a picture. But hold your hand on your belly button. Doesn't matter which one, left or right. Then the other one, your index finger, you put on the tip of your nose. You look at an object, a thing, so forth, in your room where you are at this moment. And when you look at that object, you look beyond the object. So you're not going to get any tunnel vision or whatever. So look beyond the object. Now, the first thing that we're going to do is exhale out everything that you have. Meaning, exhaling lets you push. You really need to pull your belly inward. So here we go. When you do so, you pull in and you hold for 3 counts. And then after that, you gently let your belly move forward again. So exhaling out through your mouth, let your belly go inward, and then hold it for 3 counts, and then in through your nose again. Here it comes. 1, 2, 3, go. Push out everything you have, as small as you can do. Got it? Hold for 3 counts. 1, 2, 3. And let go again. Push in, push in, push in. Hold it, hold it. And let it come up again. And then you can open up again. Last time. Put it in, put it in. Hold it. And the last time. So. Again, I cannot hear of you how you experience it, but you showed some love by clapping and thumbs, so that at least gives me the experience that it made a connection. This exercise is the most basic exercise. We owe ourselves to become masters in, or to regain our mastership in. Too many people over the past 30 years, and that's why I'm grateful that I'm here at Orbitech. Too many people still use shallow breathing in their daily life, having no clue where the stress comes from, where the big bloating bellies comes from, where the disrupted digestion comes from, where the tension in the neck comes from, and so forth. I'm not going to say it's the only thing, because we also have our things called the fascia. But the way how we regulate our breathing, by after a sentence, just pause. Inhale with your nose, and then use the exhaling air for your speaking. So become accountable for that for yourself. But it's not all yet. So 2 things. I ask you to point your finger on your nose, and the reason would be why. Well, you could also use your pinky or whatever, but why the tip of your nose? It's because even if you've heard about nose breathing, belly breathing, and whatever, because nowadays there are a lot of types of breathing. Like the word the word breath work originated in 2015, but I was already working on it in 1994. So breath work is just a modern way to make people aware that it's something to do with breathing. The tip of my nose means that I focus to inhale with the tip of my nose, letting my nostrils go open as if it's a very gentle dish you have in front of you. You want to eat everything, you want to smell everything. When you do that, when you open your nostrils, you connect with your belly. Feel it, do it yourself. Don't get my word for it. So your nostrils should go open and it connects with your belly. If you say, no, it's not working, then listen to the way how you breathe. Because if you hear this, see what most people do? Yeah, I'm doing now nose breathing, it's healthy. No, see what happens. I use my chest and my nose wings flap in, and it creates all kinds of other neurological and stress signals, hormones. I'm not going to dive into towards that because I don't have the time for it. But the tip of my nose, my nostrils go open, I connect with my belly. And then, of course, when you want to have more air, of course you can pull up your chest. But at first you'd start from your belly. Great. Also, become aware when you do these things when you are at work, because this is instantly what you can do when you're typing on your keyboard and you're doing your work or you're doing a Zoom call or whatever. When you feel that stress tension come out, exhale first. Exhaling is key to feel stress-free. Remember that quote. So then, if you have something like a straw, I normally have reusable straws that I share within my meeting. You can try this yourself. Take a glass of water, put a straw into it, and you can either just say, oh, I'm just taking a pause, and blow bubbles like that. Because that also then reconnects with your belly button. Of course, we do not have glass in here, but know that this is also a way how you can put it in yourself. The second thing, which was the one, the promise that I made, that you could instantly use when you would go from meeting to meeting or from session to session. Your lips, see if you can let them vibrate. And the good thing is now you can do it without anybody looking. So just be as bold childish as you could possibly be, even though if you are a millionaire, a trillionaire, a CEO, whatever, doesn't matter at all. Now it's your time to open up your own child and become friends with it. Make a smile. We should also do that much more, smiling to people. So make a smile like this and push air through. Like this. When you do so, we do the same exercise of what we just did before. But again, I'm restricted in some time. But know that by vibrating, pursing your lips, you send signals to your body, your brain, your fascia, that it actually becomes a massage. And know that if we have documented for thousands of years ago that acupuncture and so forth is with the hands, the ears, the feet, and what about the lips? There's one, and I conclude not to be medically correct, but that's my opinion, that there's only one muscle group we have in our body that we really could fold like this. There's no other muscle in our body that we really can make these kind of movements. So it's very delicate. Everything that happens here also happens here. By vibrating our lips, humming, you create a massage for your mind. Not only because it is part of frequency and resonance, but I'm not going to go into that at this moment. Frequency and resonance is part of regaining our own pace when you feel stress. It regulates our nervous system, vagus nerve. So the other part, first go back, sorry. So when you walk out of a meeting and there's a lot to process, or you walk out of a session here, just on your own pace, make a walk, 2 steps, exhale, letting your lips vibrate, hold for 3 steps, then push again, and hold. And hold. And hold. If you do that from meeting to meeting, you're just giving yourself extra oxygen, a massage in your vocal presence, because you've been speaking and listening a lot. You've been smiling to yourself, which is also great, and to people that you meet. So the moment when you're doing this, and you also activate stuff, you create happiness, which is good. And you've been able to reset your system in being able to move forward to something else, to give respect and focus to your next meeting, which is so important. And I see that so many people are missing it, and yeah, it makes me sad in that bit. So was ready too quick. So what you see also on my cards, also what you have, if you would have a balloon, you can use these exercises. And again, I cannot dive into it a little bit much. The only thing what I can do is that I can share some sounds also with you. But these are the 3 key things that I want to share with you. Plus, when you are, that was the 3rd thing. For the speakers and the leaders that we have that need to speak a lot, or if you need to speak a lot yourself and you feel that your voice becomes thin, humming massages your vocal cords and helps you to create a nervous reset. Yeah. The way why humming works is because it's your own natural resonance frequency that you are using, that is part of you. Nobody can do it it's your frequency. Because we are resonance beings, it's something that we are getting disconnected from, and then all of a sudden it starts to hurt because your body gives signals. An essential part of the APM system is that you become aware of how much air do you have, and then how much pressure are you able to use in your respiratory system to hold and keep up. And through there, how you can retrain your muscles to create a movement, and with that also a muscle memory, an implemented breath strategy. Breathing on its own, it's a daily essence. And sometimes you do need shallow and press things. Of course you need it. You should not be like a Buddha all the time, sitting on a cloud and trying to make yourself feeling meditative state all the time. No, of course not. Yet we do need to become accountable for ourselves that when we are in a high pressure state, that after that state, we need to return to our relaxed position. And that's what I see most people are not capable of doing. After a stressful moment, what do most people do? And I'm not going to say anything towards the group because I cannot see you, but think for yourself. What do you do after a stressful moment? People either take a break for smoking, coffee, energy drinks, or whatever. All the things to lower that, that pressure cooker, but you're only diluting it. It's not going to go away because your breathing pattern still continues in the same mode. So if you have kept your notes of the first place that we did before, like the stress test, then take your results and now see. It's a little bit sorry, it's a little bit. I hope that you can see it. But the scoring numbers will check how much of a stress egg you are at this moment. 0, well, no stress, nothing. You will catch up anyway. 5 or less, it's mild stress. Try to take it easy. 6 to 10, moderated stress. You need to make some changes and learn stress management. And 10 and above, you may be in a danger zone. And talk to either a medical provider or your doctor or whatever, or me. Meaning, it's something that it's a wish for me to share with you all to become more aware of your breathing. And if I can help with that my message comes through, that in the next meeting, the next conversation that you have, the next way that you're feeling stuck, that you can come back to the 3 essential things that help you to get unstuck. The didgeridoo has been my life savior, and not only for me, but for the thousands of people that I've trained, either as a CEO that are doing important stuff, to the person in the Harbor Bay, which also does important stuff, but there are 2 different worlds. So it's not about becoming a musician. It's becoming about embracing a knowledge that I'm very grateful that my master teacher, Alan Dargan, has been able to proceed towards me and to share that with me. And over 30 years, I've even become happier that I was able to provide that knowledge to my students and my course members, my customers. It's a way that you become aware and conscious of how you are doing it for your way. Plus, the things what we now did were also part of vocal training techniques, like the smiling. If you feel that your vocal cords get sore because of a lot of speaking, 2 things have happened. You've been breathing very shallow, so air comes in, your throat gets dry, and so forth. And because of speaking, normally you are pushing too much strength towards your vocal cords. You try to get things out, you try to make your point, and then this happens. your jaw goes forward, your posture goes forward. Well, if you smile, which is a Gregorian singing technique, you hold it together. And with that, you can push the air forward. Sometimes we need to clean, and we need to clean, and that's what I call a sponge job, meaning that we are sponges. We are people that are, absorbing. So, in the way how we absorb, we also need to clean. These three exercises that I gave you in a very short time, because I think that my time is already up. Am I correct, or can somebody in the meeting say if I'm already over time or not? Um, and if not, I can continue, of course. But these three essential aspects are going to help you to regain a more healthier and steadier life in work and daily life.